Oh, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Blurry Photos.
I'm David Stecco.
I am David Flora, and we hope that you're doing well this week.
Yeah, hope everything's great with you.
We had planned on doing this episode about the Illuminati.
Yeah, which is they're not real.
There's nothing to it. That we have decided through our own will.
There's no coercion.
That we should do something meaningful and
right.
something that you like. So
talking about the Illuminati is a waste of time because they don't exist, and I love my family so much.
If you're hearing this, if you can get a letter to my parents, just tell them coconuts. Oh God.
Space aliens.
Space aliens. We have Nikola Tesla interview with
laser beams.
I
made some cookies last week.
Good Lord.
That went on.
That went on for as long as it did. Hey everybody, it's Blurry Photos.
Woo!
I am the non-coerced David Flora.
And I am the indomitable David Stecco.
The indefatigable.
That's right. We're not gonna let an organization bully us just because they control everything ever.
Yeah, until they do.
Look at my credit score, tough guys. Wait, you can't kill the thing that's already dead.
Hey, I know how to barter. How are you going to take that away?
For realsies, Illuminati, the secret society, the unseen hand.
That's right.
The puppet master, for which we were all dancing every day.
This is another really thick pound cake to be eaten for a show subject here.
That is a deliciously obscene metaphor.
So let's just jump on in the pool.
Let's do this.
Who cares?
Flora, break it down. Give us a general, what are we looking at here?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is probably a pretty shitty caveat because you know how caveats aren't usually.
It's too salty, and I think it's just for rich people.
But this is such a dense subject that anything that we talk about could have its own episode.
Right.
Today, we're going to try to generalize the organization known as the Illuminati, the shadowy group known as the Illuminati, as much as we can.
Yeah. Just
to at least get the base information out there.
Well, this is one of those subjects that you hear it referenced. It's a fun B plot in a lot of movies. Because of the Illuminati. But there's never really a hell of a lot of time or thought given to saying, well, what aside from the shadowy government of the world, no one knows what they are, where they came from, why do we even have the concept of it?
Right. A lot of people just generally assume that when they say Illuminati, that you know what they're referencing.
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't, hey, here we go. This is what this is for.
You're pre-welcome.
You're pre-welcomed. So, the Illuminati, plural of the Latin Illuminatus, which means enlightened ones, Illuminati. Historically, it refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, a secret society that was founded on May 1st, 1776. Today, it's widely used, the term Illuminati is widely used in reference to an alleged shadowy, conspiratorial organization which controls world affairs behind the scenes through governments and corporations. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's used synonymously with the New World Order.
Yep.
There's your overall. What are these guys?
Exactly, and this comes up in pop culture all over the place. Mm-hmm. What was the Nicolas Cage movies?
National Treasures.
Mm-hmm. That's in there, and even
Dan Brown's books.
Oh, dude, Dan Brown made all of his money in the universe off of this kind of thing, but also sometimes to hilarious effect. The Scottish Dad's diatribe from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, yeah.
Known as the Pentaverate, made up of the 6 most wealthiest families in the world. The Rothschilds, the Gettys. That's the same thing.
That's such a great movie.
So it's
move, nay.
And so you get these weird references to it, and we thought it was a good idea just to go through the methodology of it.
Right, because we have referenced them time and time again. So thus far in our journey with you into the unknown. That was lame.
Toot, toot.
It was a lot less lame in my head. So yeah, let's dive into these guys really and pick them apart as generally, not too picked apart, because again, there's so much calories in this pound cake.
You're not letting this pound cake go.
It's a pound cake of conspiracy here.
Well, the one end, the first slice off the pound cake, is completely established fact. The Bavarian Illuminati started May 1st, 1776, in sweet Deutschland.
Yep. Ingolstadt, Germany, modeled on the Freemasons, and it was started by a fellow by the name of Adam Weishaupt. It included a small group of free thinkers from the Enlightenment period, and they had branches in most European countries with about 3,000 to 4,000 members.
Many of which were taken from the Masons.
Yeah.
There was there's a like-mindedness to it. This was the time when secret societies were all the rage.
Yeah. And in 1784, the Bavarian government decided to ban all secret societies. They got a little too...
Well, actually, you know what? I did a little work on this. They became what we now refer to as an enlightened despotism, was their government. Also called an enlightened monarchy. So the ruler at the time, Karl Theodor, also a child of the Enlightenment, considered himself an intellectual. It appealed to reason and rationale, I should say. And this is a great thing. So you have these groups that are forming secret societies devoted to rational thought.
Yeah.
Now, Karl Theodor, being a rational man himself, said, "Why on earth do you need robes in a secret society to promote rational beliefs and to aid the common good?" And so, being an enlightened man himself, he banished the secret societies of enlightenment, which is kind of it's a kind of a brilliant dick move.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was an edict that he sent out, but there was also some internal angst that was already kind of leading to some strife within the Bavarian Illuminati at the time, anyway.
Yeah, they were already starting to kind of fray a little bit.
Yeah. Now, several sources say, apparently, that the Bavarian Illuminati survived that in some form or another, and since then, several groups that describe themselves as Illuminati have been founded, or at least use the names or practices similar to what they used. For example, the OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis, that we spoke about back in the old Aleister Crowley episode.
Crowley.
That's
how you say that.
There have been several unrelated historical groups, like I just said, that have gone by this name, the Illuminati. The modern conspiratorial organization may have roots, even farther back than the Bavarian Illuminati that was founded. Here's just a short list of some of the groups through history that have called themselves Illuminati, or at least had the same principles. 14th century, you've got the Brethren of the Free Spirit. The 15th century, the Alumbrados of Spain. The 17th century, we've got the Illuminés of France and the Rosicrucians, which claim Templar heritage.
Yes.
And then 18th century, we get French Martinists. Now, most of these groups had common ties, such as free thought, eclectic ideas, occultism,
and an almost fanatical devotion to the Pope.
Oh! Esoteric principles and possessing arcane information that's not generally available. But none of them you can put your finger on as being able to say, this is a shadowy secret society that is aiming to control the world and world affairs for their own ends.
Right, and I keep in mind the timing of this. For a long time, if you did choose to publicly be a proponent of rational thought, of logic, of science, you kind of did have to hide. And these organizations were cropping up at the end of this era.
Today, however, this subject is rife with conspiracy.
Right. It's one of those magnificent breeding grounds where there is little known, and it's a shadow organization. It's super secret. Mm-hmm. So you can say whatever you want and say, oh, I figured it out.
Right. And a lot of times there could be some evidence, but a lot of times it's kind of rammed down your throat as being evidence. Sometimes there's evidence that's very much like, well, that kind of makes sense. That's really suspicious. So yeah, it's a grab bag of conspiracy. It's like Halloween night of conspiracy. You go out and you just collect all these little parts of the conspiracy as treats, and you bring them home, and you just gorge yourself on.
Arrange them into the shape of a pentagram, and boom, you're off to the races.
Quite simply, though, the theory of the modern malevolent Illuminati is that there is a group of the super rich power elite with an ambition to create a slave society. Mm-hmm. They are the super wealthy. Like, you get your Forbes top 100 or whatever, however many they have on the Forbes list. I really pay attention to that crap. You get that list, and they're not even on there because they're so much richer.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, there are considered to be, in this mythology, the 13 central families.
Yep, wealthiest families.
And, David, could you list those families, perhaps with a Scottish accent for fun?
All right, I'll do that. The 13 families may be the Asters, the Bundys, the Collins, the Duponts, the Freemans, the Kennedys, the Lees, that's L-I-S, as in Chinese, Lees, the Onassis, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Russells, the Van Dynes, and the Merovingians.
And to a lesser extent, the Reynolds, the Disneys, the Krupps, and McDonald's.
McDonald's, aye, good on them. That's a clan that's made it.
Way to keep up.
Fight your way to the top, McDonald's.
And I believe there was one omission of the Colonel.
He's his own family.
That's right.
Yeah, so having all this wealth, I mean, it's more money than God could pee on, and it makes them above the law, basically. They are the law. They are the law. They're driven by power, money, and control of people. You know, all your classic greed and all that junk.
And with one final goal in mind.
And what's that?
That would be sort of an older, shabbier world, somewhat No. A brand spanking new world order.
That's right.
Thunder sound. Yeah. It earned it.
It absolutely earned that. Cash register sound. I think it earned interest on that.
Saving money responsibly sound.
That's just how you thought it would. So, part of this conspiracy is that the Illuminati are occult practitioners who have been around for thousands of years.
Yep, they had plenty of time to hone their game.
Mm-hmm. They take stuff from all kinds of ancient practices. They blend and mix. Again, a lot of this stuff sounds familiar from the Crowley episode, our first episode that we did. Go back and listen to that.
Oh no!
Because he was able to create his own stuff. You know, when he wanted to, his own orders and things like that, based on a mixing of like, well, I this part of the practice is stupid. I'm going to make a new part. I know I'm so intelligent. I know what I'm doing so much. I'm going to create this new part of this new hierarchy and this and that. And
there's something really fascinating about that too. Like this era of secret societies, and by era I mean a few hundred years where this is going on. But there was like almost this modular theology. Mm-hmm. Where there is just this big bag grab of the occult or of ancient knowledge. And you could just pick and choose the ones you want and just kind of paste and cut and clip them all together, and then at
Right.
the end of it say, I've created the Order of the Eternal Sideways Phoenix. Join me!
I love that order. Have you seen their standard?
But there is
You're right.
that is a really kind of unique thing, and you see it cropping up all over the place for a few hundred years. These secret societies who just kind of pick and choose, and from each other they borrow heavily from each other. They form something new.
They're part of different multiple societies. Some people are.
There's a very biological. There's a very
Organic.
there's a very organic nature to it that you don't see in a lot of other religious systems. Just that all these smaller groups all feeding off each other.
So weird. Why do you think that there was such a blossoming of secret societies? I mean, I know that there have been secret societies throughout the ages. What do you think drives a person or a group of people to want to be a part of that?
Honestly,
Yeah.
boredom. I really do. Look at the people who are creating these societies.
The intellectuals and stuff?
Yeah, the intellectuals, these are people who went to college, meaning their family could afford to send them to college, meaning they don't have to work. They can spend their days wandering the libraries looking for the weirdest tomes they can find.
Yeah.
These rich people, peasants don't get involved with this. They have other things to do.
Not.
You don't see a lot of working class secret societies. And over time, the Masons are open to everyone. But considering that you and I, as we sit in here, our lifestyle is better than the aristocracy of 400 years ago, 300 years ago. As far as I know, we are both completely parasite-free. Maybe we don't get to have as much weird sex as they did.
Well,
but
and I also don't have anybody to clean the feces bucket from the hall. But.
Yeah, you got to do something about that.
Versailles.
But it's an interesting time that gives birth to these things, and I think that it is boredom. It is a need to create context. I think that these are people who are brought up sociologically. They have better thans. There's a very economic casteist society,
Right.
and creating these societies creates a context for them.
That's a great point, because a lot of these, and especially Illuminati, it's pyramid-based hierarchy. You know, so there's one douche bucket at the top, and then his pee just trickles down on everybody below him who thinks
into their faces, right into their fucking faces.
And they just can't wait until they're the douche bucket. You know what I mean? And they're
just holding it.
And they're
someday.
clawing their way up to that. So generally, for the conspiracy, generally they're thought to be Satanists, and perhaps even use the Jewish Kabbalah as guidelines for some of their oppression of people, things like that.
Well, there is the Jewish proportion, the Jewish Illuminati.
That's true. There are theories that the top players in it are Zionists, or those who support a Jewish nation state in territories defined as the land of Israel.
Illuminati.
I
had to do it. I just sat there and I thought about it, but I had to, and it's done.
Well, you still owe me 2 puns at the end. I don't care.
You're not off the hook.
If we don't shoot the pun pistol, then you... then it doesn't
I just
count.
wasted it.
You burned a pun real early.
Oh.
Illuminati. Oh, what a douche. All right.
You still owe me. That doesn't
That didn't account. It didn't account. So to them, of course, money equals power. And power equals money, and it's just this infinite loop of money, power, money. And they own the international banks. They own the oil businesses, industry, politics, education, entertainment. You name it, and they've got their shadowy little grubby hands on it.
For the record, their hands are immaculate.
It's true.
There's no grub to be found.
They pay people to lick them clean every morning. Actually, they probably wouldn't pay them. They would just make them do it.
Yeah, that's what power is.
That's what power gets you. That's what money gets you.
Paying people's for sailors, baby. That will be the first and last Austin Powers you will ever hear on this.
You can't join them. That's one of the things. You got to be born into it.
No application form.
Their ultimate goal, as we mentioned, it's the creation of one world government, a new world order, so they can rule as dictators over an enslaved society. Now, we've mentioned Freemasons. Freemasons were not created by the Illuminati. Freemasons have been around, well, I don't know about before them, but at least Freemasons have been around on their own and were created on their own. But they've since been pretty heavily infiltrated and are now controlled by members of the Illuminati.
Oh, man, how embarrassing is that when you used to be the cool kids on the block? Now...
Yeah. I guess you gotta have. I guess you can take some pride away from that, but...
Yeah, and people, have enough theories about the Masons themselves. I mean, for crying out loud. That stuff, I mean,
we could do an episode on the Masons.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
Fine then. I'm not afraid.
All right. Okay. Sensible money sound.
Put your sensible money where your even-keeled mouth is. Capital gains tax sound. Oh. Begun this sounds war has.
All sounds sponsored by the Illuminati. Did you hear something? All right. Anyway, one of the best known and most powerful front groups for the Illuminati is the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah, which is not to be confused with the Build-A-Bear Group, which have a very different agenda of happiness for children, and we do not mean to besmirch them in any way. I just want to make that very clear.
So, the Bilderberg Group was created in the 1950s. Fucking Build-A-Bears.
Okay. Man, that would have been a great pun, too. I'm burning through the good stuff. If you say Build-A-Bear even once by accident, I own your soul. I'll sell it back to you, but I own it.
All right. The Bilderberg Group was created in the 1950s by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands and a Polish socialist by the name of Joseph Redinger. And they had their first meeting at the Hotel Bilderberg, which is how they got their douchey name. Mm-hmm.
The Council of Marriott. Right?
I mean, could you imagine today, like, the McCormick Place guys?
Guys. The Peninsuliers. The Conclave of Drake.
Yeah, exactly. The Sofitel Cabal. We're going to get shot so hard.
Yep.
So they consist of 39 core elites, right? And but you got about like 120 people from high finance circles of Western Europe and the U.S. and Canada. And they meet once a year at a different secret location each year.
Known as the Meadows.
And they meet to plan a world government, global army. They often meet with some political leaders thrown in there.
Yeah.
And they, just for spite, they tear teddy bears apart.
Right, because one time, one intern made a joke about Build-A-Bear, and now
They sacrificed him, and now they tear apart teddy bears. Another well-known group, we got the Trilateral Commission.
Yeah.
It's a semi-secret society founded in I like that. The stuff that I read on here is like, semi-secret. How do you be semi-secret?
Right.
I mean, if you know about it, it's not secret.
Well, like, everyone sees them coming and going, but no one knows who they are.
All right, I'll buy that.
No, which is just their way of justifying the fact that girls didn't talk to them.
No,
we're not unpopular. We're semi-secret.
Wasn't that a bad 90s band, Semi-Secret?
It is now.
Didn't they sing Popular? Got my own commission. I'm popular. All right. They were founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller and Zbigniew Brzezinski.
I think it was Vladimir Russian Mouth. Is his name?
I think he's Polish. So Polish butt.
Polski pierogi pan.
Casimir Warsaw.
That's right.
If it's not Brzezinski, it's Brzezinski. Anyway, Zbig. They call him Zbig.
Yeah.
Zbigniew. And they were created to hasten the establishment of a world government, because apparently the Illuminati weren't doing it fast enough for their taste. The Trilateral Commission consists of industrial and commercial giants of the trilateral nations, which are the U.S., Japan, and Western Europe. And these are elites, again, from Freemasonry, with 200 members that are different from the Build-A-Bear group. They control the U.S. economy, politics, military, oil, energy, media lobbies. It's the stuff that I threw in there earlier.
Now, here's my question. Maybe I'm missing something. And I mean, there's been some references to like a dictatorship.
Well, they are semi-secret.
Maybe their entire agenda isn't known to me. But I mean, I can't help but think as I read about the New World Order, it sounds like a pretty good deal.
For them?
For everybody.
Oh, you mean just the reasoning and being ruled by logic and stuff like that?
No, just a centralized government for the planet. Seems to me like that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's 10 million reasons I'm not thinking of. I am not a smart man.
Well,
but it doesn't seem like such a bad plan, like such a terrible goal to work towards.
But what form of government would they have?
I don't know.
If it's despotism, you're screwed.
Enlightened despotism, despite its off-putting name,
well,
not a bad plan.
Not sure, but you get one bad apple in there, and there's mold everywhere.
Well, that's true, and there were actually historical. Just before everyone starts screaming at me, no one's going to scream at me. But before anyone says, "Wait a minute," there were so many different versions of the enlightened despot. Take for example. Catherine the Great of Russia was also raised and by enlightened teachers. She was a very educated woman, and she decided that meant that only some people should be treated well.
Yeah, and especially horses.
Now that's just a scurrilous lie. So there are a lot of different versions of that. So obviously. I don't know, but the thought of a unified planetary government seems like a good idea, and I know it's because I watched a lot of Star Trek. I know that's why I'm into that.
No, I get it. I mean, if I were in control of the world, it'd be a great place for everybody. Trust me.
Yeah, I'd be so awesome at it. I hope you guys like night vision goggles. I think
that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can have a despot at the top that's raining down orders for everybody. And they can call themselves enlightened all they want, but if their orders are F the poor, let's have all my rich friends come over and use all their hard work, all the peasants' hard work and labor to fund our lavish everything.
Thanks for all the cotton peasants. Look at these glorious robes we've made. We're going to burn them when we're done,
I think that's what gets people scared about the whole one world government and stuff.
Right. It is a simple question, and you nailed it right off the bat. Like, well, then what would that government be? I don't know. I just imagine maybe this is like some sort of nascent nationalism, but I don't know. When I think one world government, it's like, well, let's just call everyone an American. Which is why that doesn't happen. I get it.
Because then everybody will have the illusion of actually having a say in what goes on in their government.
Right. And
it'll just be an illusion.
And not everyone agrees with everybody's governments.
Yeah.
There's a guy right now in Iran going, why can't everyone just be Iranian? And just be done with all this crazy blibble blabble.
Yeah, why can't all girls just cover themselves up except for their eyes? Come on.
I know, right? I mean, that's wrong.
Yeah, I mean that's why. I mean, this place is too big to be saying everybody's got to do the same thing.
It just makes for a really difficult Star Trek episode, is all I'm saying. When they do come to visit us, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, Data's going to get captured and probably disassembled somehow.
Oh, man. And then they're going to make friends with some other country, and it's probably going to be the French.
Right. And Worf's going to get made fun of. That's a given.
Right. Man.
Well, anyway.
So that's my problem with the New World Order.
We got a little thing called the Council on Foreign Relation. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
Established in 1971, and the members are exclusively Americans and Canadians. Apparently, Apparently, the CFR helps control countries in conjunction with the Royal Institute of International Affairs in Britain.
Brilliant.
Majestic.
Might even be bully. Too soon to tell.
Run by the Rockefellers.
Uh-huh.
And the inner core of it is apparently made up of the Order of the Skull and Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a dark secret society at Yale University.
Also a barely entertaining movie from the 90s.
It's based on that, the concept. And their past members include such douche luminaries as President Taft. I don't know if President Taft was a douche luminary.
Oh, come on.
I threw that out there a
softball
little
this.
bit too early. But
Blurry Photos takes the hard questions, and we make a stand. I'm going to tell you right now, Taft was a real Oh.
Wait, we have a hard-hitting expose sound.
Taft! Oh, yeah.
But guess who else was in it? Bush Sr. and Jr.
Oh.
HW and W were both in there, as well as John Kerry, who is now tabbed to be the next Secretary of State.
Also tabbed and oh, man. Hard hitting.
Hard hitting.
We take the stands that only the people at the Monster Truck Rally can take. Everyone's in. But
Nikola Tesla, good guy. Mothman.
Goat Man, you shut your mouth about the Goat Man.
The Goat Man is awesome. Anyway,
Sandhill Cranes, holes.
That one I'll get behind. Let's talk about some of the symbolism that they utilize.
Yeah.
Their favorite, I guess, they're one of their most popular ones, the all-seeing eye.
Yes, so popular. You may have seen this before.
You may be looking at it right now. It's also called the Eye of Providence or the Eye of Horus. That's how far back it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of, if not the most common symbol that they use, or at least recognizable anyway. It's a single eye that's often surrounded by light, and it's commonly found inside of a triangle.
Mm-hmm. Used by the Masons as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, you see this as such things as like the CBS logo. Mm-hmm. They say is one of these things. You see it on the Great Seal of the U.S., which is on the $1 bill. Yep,
you're used to seeing the pyramid with the floating eye over it.
Mm-hmm. That's the all-seeing eye.
Now here's a fun fact here. There's a fair amount of disinformation. There's a fair amount of picking and choosing a verified fact about this, because it is commonly discussed. Oh, the Illuminati, they're on the dollar bill. At least they're commonly discussed where we hang out. Probably not where you hang out. And be honest, you're living the better life. I'm not.
I hang out at home.
A few fun facts. The only person involved with the creation of the Great Seal who was a member of any of these organizations was Benjamin Franklin.
Right.
He was a Mason. Mm-hmm. And his idea had nothing to do with the all-seeing eye.
Yeah, he was rejected. Right?
Yeah, they were like, nah, thanks, Ben. Moving on. And another fun fact is that the Masons did not adopt the all-seeing eye until years after the Great Seal of the United States was made. And so one might even say, did you know that the Masons are secretly the most American organization on the planet, because they totally used what was completely independently created American icon as one of their central seals? Yeah, that happened.
Happened to your voice as you got it?
I just got more and more bust up weirdo with it as I went.
Now, I even read somewhere that said the seal, or at least the pyramid that we see on the dollar bill, wasn't even in that rendering until 1935.
Yes, yeah, that somebody else took a swing at it.
Who
was that?
FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt.
The design of the $1 bill, which it was decided that they would include the Great Seal. Mm-hmm. And he had he actually wrote out some notes himself to make sure that it got all put together the way he liked it. He was kind of a micromanager.
Well,
FDR.
Oh. Man.
Another interesting thing about the Great Seal is the motto upon it, which is very commonly mistranslated.
That's true.
To believe that it says New World Order. This is not the case.
Novus Ordo Seclorum actually translates to New Order of the Ages. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty close.
It is really close, but ages and world are not the same thing. And at the time they created this, it makes sense. We're starting a new country. We've got a whole new continent here. It's literally called the New World. So
now, did you know that wasn't the original motto on there?
I think the original motto was Illuminati up in this bitch. F*** all y'all haters. And then it was just a list of their gang handles. Lil P. Diggy Toots.
Diggy Toots.
Be the worst gangbanger on earth.
I can't wait till his new single drops.
Oh, man.
Diggy Toots.
Everyone would go crazy for an artist named Diggy Toots. That's the best name I've ever come up with in my life.
Oh, man.
Diggy Toots. Oh, I have to go buy a pet now.
And feed it a bunch of cheese, broccoli.
Oh, the pet. Nobody farts. The toots are his notes. He likes the brass section.
Yeah, you keep telling people that.
Diggy Toots, not a gangster name. Whoops.
The original motto was Deo favente perennis, which means...
These hips don't lie. No,
that's Deo Shakira perennis. With God's favor, or God favoring.
Mm-hmm. But then one of the Illuminati is like, whoa, we are enlightened.
Yeah, that's right. Let's change this up here. Let's change it to Inuit Coeptus. He has favored our undertaking. He being God?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Diggy Toots.
Diggy Toots, it could be. I'm going to come back to the $1 bill because there's more. But wait, there's more to that one. We're mentioning the all-seeing eye. Sometimes you'll see celebrities encircle their eye with their index finger and their thumb.
Oh, yeah.
And then have the three fingers up, as in, like, you probably know it as, like, okay.
Right,
everything's okay. But they'll put it over their eye.
Mm-hmm.
You see that in a lot of music industry artists, but you also see it in, like, models and actors and things like that.
Yeah.
On, if they're doing photo shoots, sometimes they'll throw one of those up. Now, a lot of people have said, well, they're doing that because it's the all-seeing eye, and that's just the satanic symbol.
Yeah, there's nothing more that the Illuminati is more involved with than 36-year-old women who weigh 98 pounds that are coked out of their brains. Yeah. They're like, these are our tools, people.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is they kind of are, because that's what little girls listen to.
That's true. God, they're so smart.
They're good. There's also a pyramid on that dollar bill.
Mm-hmm.
Triangles and pyramids. Those are big symbols that they like to throw around. And those denote things like hierarchy. They're found in ancient occultism, including the Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm. Pyramids, man, like people, all these groups, they were just so in love with the Egyptians.
Yeah, well,
you can't get away from it.
I mean, everything out there has something in terms of three. Did you just fart?
No, I'm laughing because...
What?
Diggy Toots' first album was called Toots Uncommon.
What happens?
I couldn't even do that as a point if I wanted to. It was him and his friends in front of a pyramid and Toots Uncommon. Okay, all right.
Great.
Oh, man.
Well, there's our T-shirt.
I have no reason for loving that as much as I do.
Featuring Ludacris.
That's right.
So you see this triangle. Celebs also like to hold up their hands next to each other, palms facing out with their thumb tips touching and their index fingers touching, and they make a triangle in between there. That's something you see a lot.
You know, I don't see it a lot. I see Jay-Z's a big fan of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Got his wife doing it.
DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. He was.
Oh man, yeah, yes, and then also the superstars of WWF wrestling.
But triangles are everywhere in logos, and this is another one of those instances where it's like, well, are you just kind of pulling teeth to get this symbolism
so
out here?
are squares and circles. They're shapes. They're
shapes,
fundamental shapes of things.
But you got Adidas, you got AOL. You see it even in like Caterpillar. Just the abbreviation CAT has a little golden triangle on the bottom of it.
So, you can't say like, well, black is the color of Satanists, right?
Right.
So every time you see black, you know that's a satanic thing.
Shadow's a satanic part of you.
Right. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Anyway, well, if it's a stepped pyramid, it usually has 13 steps if it's an Illuminati symbol. Now, the number 13 is prominent in Illuminati symbolism.
13 families.
13 families. That's and it's got a cult importance too. And we mentioned some of this stuff in our superstitions episode.
Yep.
The number 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. You get a cube, which is important to the Masons for one thing.
Yeah.
But
for structural reasons, I would assume.
Structural, sure. Yeah, and then you get these 13 bloodlines. Well, let's jump back on the dollar bill here.
Okay.
How many stars does the seal have with the eagle side?
13.
That's right. How many olive leaves does it have?
13.
Oh, that's true. How many olives, just plain olives, does it have?
13.
Correct. How many arrows?
13.
Stripes?
13.
How many steps on the pyramid?
13.
You're correct. Now, how many letters in Annuit Coeptus, the motto?
13.
That's correct. You're so good at this.
I'm the best that's ever been.
That's really great. 13 is plastered on the dollar bill.
How many tracks on Diggy Toot's first album? 13.
12 with a hidden track.
Oh, nice.
Now, of course...
Yeah, there's a good reason for that.
Of course, everybody's going to say 13, who gives a That's how many colonies we had, and that's what all this means. That's why we do it 6 or 7 times on the dollar bill.
Yeah.
We really want you to know that 13 was part of America.
And it's just part of the coquettish nature of a secret society that we never made a $13 bill.
I look forward to that. But here's one other fun fact. Look at the old left side of the dollar bill with the Great Seal, the pyramid,
yes,
all-seeing eye and stuff.
It was supposed to be on the right side. Roosevelt was like, "No, thank you. Put it over there."
Now take your eyeballs there and draw a pentagram on the left seal.
Okay, I'm playing
upside down now. Upside down. The star has to be upside down.
Do we have any Judas Priests we could listen to while we're doing this? They were satanic, right?
Close enough.
All right. Yes, I just did it.
What letters do the points of that star touch?
DIGGYTOOT. Oh my God!
No, they don't touch Diggy Toots.
Don't nobody touch Diggy Toots. You can't touch Diggy
You can't touch Diggy Toots. No, you draw an upside down star on there. You get MASON.
Wow!
Do you see it?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean,
all right. So it's a bit of a stretch. It's not geometrically perfect.
It's not. We did it. It's not... We did a crafts project on a dollar bill. Now I'm holding Satan's dollar. Awesome. Which was the name of the hidden track on Diggy Toots' album. I can't leave it alone. I'm so pleased with myself with that.
But I mean, if you strong arm a pentagram on that seal, you do spell out Mason.
Also, if you just circle the letters Mason as you find them on the dollar bill,
oh my gosh,
that'll also spell Mason.
That spells Mason.
Yep.
Speaking of the pentagram, of course, that's an ancient occult symbol. It's used in black magic. It's found everywhere. It's in all ancient cultures. It's in, it's all over the place.
Sometimes referred to as a pentacle by the people who spell magic with a CK.
If it's turned upright so that it looks like a regular star, one point at the top.
Yeah.
Then it's used for good. It's white magic. If it's turned upside down and then one point is at the bottom,
Magico negro.
It's black magic. It's used for bad. It's representative of the material world and human mastery over it, apparently. And it's used a lot in satanic rituals for one thing, which leads us into the number 666, which the Illuminati apparently loves because it's the mark of the beast. If you don't know about it, go back and listen to our Apocalypse episode.
Also, if you want to hear more about the beast, Aleister Crowley. That's how you say his last name. Episode 1, people.
In Hebrew, 666, they substituted letters for numbers. That we talked about that also in the Apocalypse episode.
Yeah, FF.
VVV or WWW. Weird, right? Now, the Hebrew character for this...
I don't know why I assumed that the Hebrew people would be using the Arabic alphabet.
Oh, yeah. The Hebrew symbol is almost like if you take an L and just flip it 180 degrees...
and then write Satan on it. Well, then it's Satan. Then it's satanic.
The funny thing is, the Monster energy drink, they say, is an Illuminati thing.
Well, it's definitely bad for you.
Well,
it'll turn your kidneys to raisins, people. Stop drinking that garbage.
The logo for it looks like 3 of these Hebrew symbols, kind of also lightning bolty kind of things.
Right.
They're saying that this Monster energy drink is just blatant 666. It's just kind of hidden symbolism from the Illuminati.
That beverage is the devil.
Do you know what their slogan is?
No.
Unleash the beast.
Sweet.
Weird, right?
I'm into that now.
That's a lot of fun. But they say they hide 666 in a lot of logos and things, corporations and stuff. Google Chrome is apparently 3 6s all encircling each other. The Disney signature. Walt Disney has 3 6s in it.
One of the lesser houses of the Illuminati.
Yeah, true. But yeah, they say that's one of their favorite things that's out there hidden. Now there's other symbolism, of course. They've got things like owls. Owls are big for them. Serpents. The sign of the devil, that you see at rock concerts, people doing that with their hands. A rising sun, apparently. Baphomet.
That's a big mason.
Goat-headed demon. So I mean, we're not going to go over every single one of these. Those are the heavy hitters there. Owls also correspond to Bohemian Grove, which again, an episode in itself. Any of these things. I mean, the Build-A-Bears can be an episode.
I'd like to take this opportunity to announce our New Year's musical episode. Who do you think is going to be playing the New Year's musical episode?
I know who I hope is going to be playing.
Who?
Harry Connick Jr.
No! This podcast only has one house band. It's Diggy Toots.
Dropping the ball like it's hot since 2012.
That's right.
I'm gonna run through a list of goals that may sum up what the Illuminati want to accomplish.
We pulled this directly off of the Illuminati's Pinterest site.
I mean, for real, let's get real for a moment. Let's get Diggy Toots for a moment. Like, there are so many websites out there that have information that claim they know everything about the Illuminati.
Yep.
There's so many YouTube videos out there. At some point, we kind of had to pick and choose what we're going to talk about in this episode.
Yep.
Not all of it's going to be grade A beef here. Some of it's going to be pink slime.
Yeah.
I might be getting into that area right now.
Well, you know what? As anyone who's ever been to a fast food chain knows, the pink slime is the best tasting stuff.
Yep, if you slather some Thousand Island dressing on that.
Oh, man. Pink slime with pink slime sauce? Yes, please. Another important fact here. Huge props to the Illuminati conspiracists. Because while there are just a mazillion web pages, they're, for the most part, very well laid out. And they're easy to navigate.
Yeah.
Consistent fonts, easy to read. Could some of you just talk to the channelers? Some of the Illuminati people go to a convention, help some channelers out, because just I mean, and maybe it's the nature of the work. The channelers, they're just pulling things out of the ether, they're just working through it. Whereas the Illuminati people are doing a lot of fact digging. They have library cards, and maybe they're just used to working through this. But the quality of websites, the Illuminati just crushes the channelers.
It's true. Channelers, you guys need to catch up.
Get in the game.
Anyway,
yeah. Sorry, it was important. It had to be said.
It's a good point. I agree. The websites, while some of them had kind of a GeoCities feel, they were still easy to read, like you said.
And I did enjoy that so many of the websites said, these are the secrets that no one wants you to know. So the Illuminati
banned from YouTube.
Yeah, the Illuminati controls everything on the planet except for the GeoCities websites.
Maybe some Angel Fire.
It's beyond their reach. You can't touch us, Illuminati.
I mean, that is true. Now, some theorists would say they're letting this information stay out there for disinformation, so it puts up a good front for people to say, "Oh, you guys are crazy. There's no such thing as Illuminati. I'm not going to listen to your dribble." It's like the Illuminati don't care because people don't take them seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's plenty of disinformants out there that will infiltrate an organization just to act like, an asshole.
And but I want to assure you, the listener, that we're the real deal.
That's true.
And yeah, maybe suddenly we received a large amount of money, completely unrelated to anything we've been doing. Maybe we're driving around hover cars that you're not going to get to even hear about in a magazine for another 10 years. Unrelated.
Maybe I've got power laces on my Nikes.
Oh, man. I should have asked for that. I went for the hover car.
I wanted shoes that tied themselves.
I'm glad I got the self-drying coat, though.
What? You have to use your hands? It's like a baby's toy.
Dig your toots!
Okay, so here are some goals. All right, again, pulled from one of these finely crafted GeoCities sites. So take them with some salt here. The use of the ideas of freedom to bring about class warfare.
Asterisk, not actual freedom.
Their rights, this being the Illuminati's rights, lie in force. Their goal, one goal, is to remain invisible until undermining them is impossible because they control everything, right? Mm-hmm. They advocate a mob mentality in order to control the masses. I think you can see some of that. Tea Party. Promote the use of alcohol, drugs, moral corruption, and vice to corrupt the youth of the world.
Corrupted the youth.
They seize private property by any means necessary. Wealth is used to choose candidates for public office. Mm-hmm. They control the press. That's a goal, which is probably accomplished. A goal is to create financial panic, unemployment, hunger, and food shortage. They want to establish huge monopolies.
But, understandable.
Yeah. It's a game. They want to decrease the world population to 500 million.
Whoa.
Down from the current 7 billion.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
I read a little bit about this, actually. There's a lot of discussion about a plan for air-burst biological weapons to achieve that end for mankind.
How do you escape that?
You don't. They're the New World Order, man. They've thought of everything.
Yeah.
Except for GeoCities. What's the other one?
Angel Fire.
Angel Fire.
That's why they built that stuff under DIA.
Yeah,
so they can get away with it.
Yeah, they can deploy it.
They want to build up armaments with police and soldiers. So they have their own standing army.
Yep.
Stuff, martial law. They want to teach the youth of the world false theories and principles in schools.
Well, man, I could have told you that, man. My teachers were full of man. They were trying to, like, I know what's up. And I was like, no, man, you don't know.
You ain't been there.
I'm the one with his finger on the pulse, man.
That'll work.
That'll do.
That's what I got here.
Yeah.
Again,
they've got an agenda. They control everything. I say sit back and enjoy the ride. If you meet someone of the opposite sex with any of the aforementioned last names, and I'm not saying it's necessarily one of the Rockefellers, but it couldn't hurt to marry them as fast as possible.
Why not?
Get in, Maybe they won't even like you, but at least you'll be on the escape craft to orbit to the entire planet they've created as a second planet to live on.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you'll get your hands licked clean every day. Yeah, so that's the Illuminati in a huge, shadowy nutshell.
That's right.
So how about some puns?
Oh, I am so ready. I'm going to lead off. I'm
Great.
bringing the heat right off the tip here. With the first ever ripped from the headlines pun, all right? Lou Malnati's Pizza. It's an Illuminati pizza place called Lou Malnati's Pizza.
Oh, diabolical!
It's brilliant! That is an actual pizza chain here in Chicago.
It's true.
It features very good, some people incorrectly say the best, deep dish pizza.
True.
It's very good, though. But yeah, it's an actual chain called Lou Malnati's Pizza, which, come on. What do you want?
It's right out there in the open.
Yeah.
It's slapping you in the face.
Yep.
Not the best pizza. Some people say Giordano's is the best deep dish in Chicago. I disagree with that. So, we have our opinions, and they're great. Let's. I got one here. It's a doctor's office called the Trilateral Physician.
See, I like that one. That's a really good one. I have put a saddle on a horse. I'm going to keep on riding it.
Oh, gee, let me guess what that horse's name is.
No. Diggy Toots is safe here. No. It's a promotion from Lou Malnati's Pizza trying to build up their customer base. So you get 20% off for making a new world order.
I see.
Puns where you don't change a single word. That's my new expertise.
Man, this thing writes itself.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lingerie shop called Illuminati.
Oh, you.
Oh, my. Try our new Bloodline collection.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I do have another one. It's an album. Wow. It was a collaborative album, sort of a follow-up in the spirit of Diggy Toot's second album, where he actually decided to work with Chicago-based rap star and actor Common, called Toots in Common. It was a sweet album. Featuring the big breakout hit, Yo, Teaches Is Wrong. Depopulating.
Depopulating.
Yeah, it's a great album. Diggy Toots!
Can't wait till that drops. I do have one pun.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got listener puns. My mistake.
That's right. Here's the sound.
Children enjoy holding their hands.
We got another one from superfan Bahama Mama.
Oh, she's our Caribbean queen.
Sorry.
Caribbean queen.
Yeah, it matters.
That's how it's pronounced properly.
This was from our Apocalypse episode when we were talking about the Mayans and the Yucatan Peninsula and all that stuff.
The Yucatan Peninsula?
Yeah.
Just making sure that's what you said.
So she says, an Australian visits a hunter in North Dakota while said hunter is dressing a deer and tells him, "Yucatan that hide, mate."
Oh, from the Yucatan Peninsula.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Bahama Mama.
Thanks, Bahama Mama.
Never sharing the same dream.
I don't know why. I love the specifics of North Dakota. I don't know why, but I love the specifics of.
You know what? Anyone can paint a picture, but Bahama Mama is creating a tableau. It's like a diorama. She makes the art in the middle.
A Bahama Mama diorama.
Yeah. She's given us a whole world, a realm to run around in.
That's
and I
true.
respect that.
That's true. The rest of you need to catch up.
Yes, seriously.
For real.
Step up. She is a smoking y'alls.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's. I think I've wrung myself dry.
Oh,
of
man.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Lore without going to huge specifics about stuff.
That's the thing. I mean, I hope you found this satisfying because it is enormous, and we just wanted to give people kind of a foundation.
Yeah, nice
a
taste.
101.
Like an appetizer.
Yeah.
Sampler. Cake.
Sampler of pound cake, of Illuminati pound cake.
Anyway.
I don't know. Hug your loved ones. I'm not going to Jerry Springer the ending of these things.
Yeah, why waste it? I have been David the Shadow Flora.
Oh, you stole mine, you d***.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. I don't need to be that. All I need is a few seconds to think of the other thing that I'm going to be. Oh, I am David, the Puppet Master Stacker.
Oh, yeah.
Now dance.
We both have movies as our middle name. Great. Hey, bye.
Hello, good night.
All right, let's see.
Back to the Build-A-Bear group. I just want to love you. I want to love the entire planet. One giant hug for everyone. All of mankind held under my soft, soft paw. Now take a nap, mankind. Take a nap.